So of course we're going to be talking about Gymkhana, which has been on a hiatus for the past couple of years due to the COVID pandemic, and the Ghana Police Force is bringing Gymkhana back. The helm of this is none other than Deputy Commissioner Administration Acting, Mr. Calvin Brutus, who is with us to tell us a little bit about this. Top of the morning to you, Mr. Brutus, and tell us how the plans for Gymkhana are coming.
Good morning, Stan and your team. Morning, viewers. We're happy to recommence our activities with Gymkhana. We know that this is an exciting time and activity for members of the public and members of the Ghana Police Force. Also, it is a time when we work with the various units and members of our stakeholders, the community and youths, to make this a success and make it an enjoyable activity and a day of fun filled for families and our staff as well.
All right. Now, Gymkhana over the years has been an activity that was seeing lots of members of the public coming out to see what they call the thrills and the spills as displayed by those handlers of the equestrian department of the Ghana Police Force. And then you would have added also other aspects for entertainment purposes. I do recall you would have had a granny who entertained the crowd one time, and you brought different aspects like the majorettes and so on. So what are some of the activities that we can expect come the 8th of May at the police ground, New Delhi?
Yes, thank you, Stan. Our date for the relaunching of Gymkhana is the 8th of May 2022, and it will be held at our sports ground at Ivleri. It is a ground that is familiar to all. It's a popular ground, our cricket ground. And that day we propose that it's going to be exciting. Being for so long off, we want to make it even more exciting than it was before. And we've started out by having as the opening, the grand opening, we'll have our band, we'll have a parade, and then we'll have the introductory ride by the mountain and all the units who are going to be performing at Gymkhana for that day. So after that display, we'll have a number of activities throughout the day, of course with rest periods and intermissions and so on, musical interludes and as well. We will incorporate our youths to do certain activities. For example, Tiger Bay is coming with acrobatics. We will incorporate members of the society who are our partners, and they've been featuring in our Gymkhanas for a number of years now. That would be the dirt bike race, and the motorcyclists will be on our track. And of course, our in-house different units, the mounted branch, K9, band room, and for the first time you're going to see SWAT on display doing the bus assault. And on our field, you'll see members of the band room doing various activities, late for work, and musical chairs, and the like. Of course, you'll see our Mounties doing the Mounties battles of the Mounties. You'll see the K9 doing scent work and agility work. That's the dogs and the horses going through the loop as well. So it's going to be a fun time. Of course, members of the martial arts community will be displaying their skills on that day as well. And we'll have activities for the youth too. On the side attraction, you'll see the trampoline available, and the Bouncy Castle. We'll have as well Greasy Pig, and we're splitting it into two categories: one for the younger ones and one for the more older ones. The ones who are the adolescents and the ones who are the youth. So we have two different categories: a smaller pig for the little ones and a larger pig for the other ones. And of course, we want to have a pig that is very lively. And
obviously, you have to have it in an enclosed area too, because if that greasy pig gets away, I don't think anybody could be able to find it or capture it in the entire because the field is huge.
No, what we've found over the years, no matter where the pig go, because of the desire to be competitive and to catch the pig, the youths follow it wherever it goes, and they will catch it. They always catch it, that pig. And whoever catches the pig and hold on to it, that is their pig.
That is their pig.
That's their pig.
Whoa! And so you say you're having age ranges for that, right? One for the smaller children.
Yes, on the under 10, 10 and under, and then we have the 10 to 15.
So when you say it's their pig, what they do? They take it home
They
with
take it
them?
home. It's theirs.
So awesome. Now, one of the funny things, interesting things, is that during your tenure as a commander for then C Division on the East Coast, I believe you had introduced that dirt bike competition into the Gymkhana aspect, which we didn't see happening at the headquarters. It is, you just mentioned, part of what is going to be happening with the bicycles, the motorcycles, who are going to be doing their skills and trails. Tell us about how you were able to get those to come on board for this national event.
We reached out to the group, and we explained to them and the purpose of what we're doing. Our goal is not only to have fun, but it is geared to meeting out the members of the public to display the softer side of policing. And they readily came on board, and we assisted them to be a part of it with whatever resources that they needed at the time. And they were there. And they've indicated also their willingness to continue that partnership with us to make our Gymkhana a success.
Can you say, Deputy Commissioner, when Gymkhana first originated and what was the idea behind? I know you did mention it's to show the softer side of the Ghana Police Force, but maybe what year it started and how it was, and the fact that it became annual thereafter.
Well, pinpointing the exact date will be a challenge because of our record system. Proper records were not kept, but it goes back decades, a few decades, and presumably a lot of persons now have been pinpointing really that it took off. It was there before in different forms, but it really took off with under former Commissioner Laurie Lewis. Intermittently, there were some periods where Gymkhana was not held for whatever reasons at the time, but it is one that was formed to bridge the gap between members of the public and the Ghana Police Force, and of course, as I mentioned before, to display the softer side of policing. Many persons view police, and the ones that they come into contact with may have demonstrated some kind of aggression, and it did not sit down well with members of the public. But we want the public to know that that's just a very small portion of the Ghana Police Force that should be those on patrols, whether traffic or anti-crime. They're just a part of policing. There's a whole organization, and they're just part. And of course, generally we're working towards changing how the police operate on our roads, in our inquiries office, while they do traffic work and anti-crime work as well. So they see the level of professionalism improving, and of course, a more civil form of interaction between members of the Ghana Police Force and members of the public.
As a young boy growing up, one of the things that many persons, myself included, used to be looking forward to from the Ghana Police Force is whenever there were the national events, the flag raising events, the highlight would always be when the police parade would take to the stage for any flag raising or any of those events, and the twirling of the sticks and so on. And hearing that you're going to have the majorettes as part of this, you're going to have the police doing some of those displays. Yes. In terms of that kind of coordination, what kind of work goes into it, and is it part of their routine as policemen and women?
Indeed. The band do continuous training. Part of it would be the band master doing the display. And it calls for a lot of coordination between the different persons in the band to make sure that there is synchronization with their activities, and it looks smooth when they display it in the members of the public. It is a lot of work that goes in, a lot of dedication and concentration by the ranks. They applaud them for their efforts as well and dedication.
Awesome. So, on come the 8th of May, this is going to be taking place, and you're starting as early as 10 hours.
Yes.
It's going to be an entire day. Any advisory that you'd like to give to particularly parents who are going to be walking with their small children who are going to come to the police ground at Evelyn?
And what we normally find in mass events is that children becoming separated from their adults and guardians, and we'll advise the parents or guardians who are coming out to pay attention to their children so that they don't stray, and we'll have barriers in place and security features there to ensure that persons don't come onto the ground where the activity is going on, especially when their monkeys are doing their display and when there is the dirt bike racing, because it's extremely dangerous to anyone, including those who are participating in the activities as well. So we'll have the barriers in place, and we'll have police ranks there to reinforce the barriers and make sure that persons don't cross into, or unauthorized persons don't cross beyond the barriers. Of course, we have parking arrangement in place on the southern side of the sports club on the ground between Camp Street and Parade Streets. And of course, there's those parkings along Parade Streets and Camp Street where you can do additional parking. Parking can be done in the police training college compound as well, and also in the both facilities, in the old compound and in the new compound, and also in the officers' mess compound. We'll have parking available, and we'll have security too. Traffic ranks will be there to direct traffic to ensure that persons are parked properly and they're parked safely, and that there's a continuous flow of traffic on the two main thoroughfares that can be used to access and egress from the activity on that day.
All right. One of the other things that is interesting is that this is free admission for all.
Indeed.
And evidently, you, I'm sure, would like to make mention of maybe some of your partners who are making this possible so that patrons can actually access this event at a free cost.
Yes, indeed. The corporate society, of course, they've come together as a group. We have the Chambers of Commerce in Georgetown and Burlees, and they're partnering with us, not only in putting funding into it, but also providing other resources to assist. We have from our own Cops on Faith, they're part of it too, they're assisting with that in that regard. And for me to list all of them would be a challenge right now because it's a whole long list. But to pinpoint a few, we have Mr. Hack, businessman Mr. Hack, we have Queensway, we have Mohammed's Enterprise, we have General Marine. All of them are on board and in this regard assisting with funding and other resources.
So, your final appeal to members of the public who are going to be coming out on the 8th of May to Gymkhana, what would you like to say to them and why should they be here?
Well, come out because it's going to be a fun day. It's going to be a day where you can come out with your family and have a day of relaxation and a day of togetherness, and you'll be able to interact with members of the Ghana Police Force and other persons in society from other organizations as well. All the officers, particularly those at the senior level, will be there, so you can get to meet them. Even apart from coming there, if you've been struggling to meet out to us and you have an issue, you can raise that on the sidelines right there. There'll be lots of foods and drink. They're on sale, and the event is free, of course.
This is the Deputy Commissioner of Administration, Brutus. Thanks for sharing that with us. And we certainly hope that those of you who have heard this, you're excited about coming out. I, for one, certainly I'm going to see if I'm going to be able to get them to be able to do something for the adults for the Greasy Pig. This should be an interesting one that I'd probably want to be a part of. I'm sure many of you would like to be a part of. So thanks, maybe you can get, maybe see if you get a lot extra paid for the adults to do in that category.
Or we can get a cow.
Or it might be
If
a
you
greasy
hold the
cow.
cow, then, well,
If you hold the cow.
it's yours.
Who knows? So come out, make sure you keep your family safe. It's going to be a day of fun for the entire family, and admission is free on Sunday the 8th of May at Police Ground, Evelary headquarters for Gymkhana 2022.